So what we are gonna do today is this thing which is called a dog bone mount in the community of drivers. So the technical name of this thing is called a pendulum mount or a stabilization mount. It is placed under the vehicle from the subframe to the lower part of the engine block, and what you need for the job is a socket driver and a 16mm socket, and it is a OEM part. Just for the reference, I'm showing you the part numbers. It's an easy job to do, will take somewhere close to 15 to 20 minutes in total, and don't mind that, that's a classic thing with tools. If a little bit of brake oil remains left on your tools, so always clean your tools after working on brake and brake fluid. So what we need to do is raise the vehicle on the jack stands, or if you don't have the jack stands, you can place some bricks under your front tires. It will raise it somewhere close to 3 to 4 inches, and you will have sufficient space for working. And now I'm gonna take you all under the vehicle to show where the dog bone mount placement is and what we need to do if you want to change it. So going under the vehicle now. So car is set up. There are two brakes under the wheel. That's how we do it. We don't have jack stands. So now we have to slide in the vehicle and we'll show you the dog mount. So now we are under the vehicle, and as you can see, this is our pendulum mount. It's connected to the lower side of transmission bell housing and goes through the subframe and get attached to the subframe. But one thing to note is, as soon as you will disconnect or actually pull out one of the bolts, either this or that one, the engine will move in the front direction. It will twist because this is the thing that is keeping it stationary. So be careful about this thing. I'm actually going to open one of the bolts, most probably front first, no, rear one first, because if the engine is gonna twist on clockwise side, then this side is going to be coming down, so it will make a mount stuck. So you need both hands for this job. So I'm gonna display as much as possible. Keep your force in a gentle manner. You can see if I try to push the engine backwards, you can see the bolt moving from its position. So one bolt is out, one more to go. So one bolt out, now it's time for the other one. Both of them are 16 millimeters. And to be true, quite easy to swap. There's one more, third one here. Now the dog bone mount is out of its position actually. Now we have to swap it for the new one. So I'm gonna show you the process. So this is the old mount condition. If you try to rotate it on its axis, it's quite hard to rotate. That is the reason why it's transmitting vibrations inside the engine compartment or inside the cabin. But if you compare it to the new one, that's quite easy to move, because softness helps in absorbing the vibrations. That is really the motive of changing the mounts. Although if it's not broken, that doesn't mean it's not gone bad. Each part, individual part, has its own life, and we have to remember that we have to change mounts after a certain time or a certain kilometer distance. So I'm gonna put this part back in now. And yes, I forgot to tell you one thing, that keep track of the bolts from where they have come. It's easier to put them back in this way. So first thing we need to do is we need to slide this into the subframe, then connect one of the bolts. You can see there is a little bit of adjustment. Yes, you can see there is a little bit of adjustment inside the trap of the bolt. That's for the ease of use. So hand tight the bolt on its position. And at the very last, put the subframe bolt in, the bolt from which the mount connects to the subframe. Hand tight it as well, and then at the last we have to torque it. So this is the right way. We don't torque the front bolts first and the rear ones late. It's more about that we have to tighten the rear bolt first and then to the engine ones. So this is how we do it, and I guess it's pretty easy to understand what I told you. So signing off for today. Meet you in another video.